Looks like we have everyone present. Are you ready?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Can you, sorry. Are you ready? Mr. Newt is on too, so.
What about?
That's all I have. I don't have Barella yet. I don't know if that may have been set at 10.
That was what I was thinking, or that I saw on the calendar.
Okay, so yeah, we have everybody here for this hearing.
Okay,
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I didn't look for paperwork. Do you have any?
I do.
Very good. And Lorena is the probation officer.
Good morning. Are we all present, Shelley?
It looks like we are. Mr. Newt, are you there, sir? You're muted. Could you?
Wamku, looking up there you go.
Good
Hey,
morning,
Betsy.
Mr. Newt.
Good morning.
Do you see your attorney on the screen, Mr. Newt? Joe,
Yes.
if you'd say something. Okay.
Every
Very
good boy does fine.
Did we lose the district attorney?
No, she's on.
I don't see her picture.
I don't either.
She's on. She's just not on yet.
And I also show that she's muted.
Erin's working on her sound. Brandon's in there. She said give her 2 minutes.
Okay. She just called. Did you hear that? Just called Jackie
Yes.
to say she's having technical difficulties.
Speaking of, Your Honor, I'm going to turn my video off while I adjust some lighting here with the court.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay, I'll let her know.
Okay.
Oh, there she is. Okay.
Sorry. Come to order, and I will now call case number 6336. Is the state ready?
State's ready, Your Honor.
And is the defense ready?
The defense is ready, Your Honor, and waives reading of the indictment.
Thank you. And sir, for the record, can you tell me how you pronounce your first name?
Yeah,
Mr. Newt, I'm sorry.
my first name is pronounced Bumkoot.
Bumkoot. So,
Mhm.
sir, for the record, are you Bumkoot John Newt?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Newt, you have been charged in case number 6336 with possession of a controlled substance. That's a third-degree felony. That's punishable by imprisonment in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice for a term not more than 2 years or less than 2 years, not more than 10 or less than 2. In addition, the court can assess a fine not to exceed $10,000. Sir, you have been charged with this by indictment. Is your name correctly stated in that indictment?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, your attorney has stated that you waived the reading of that indictment. Mr. Newt, are you a U.S. citizen?
No, I'm not, Your Honor.
Mr. Newt, do you understand that if you plead guilty to this charge, you may be deported?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you also understand that if you're not deported and you want to apply for citizenship, this could prevent you from obtaining U.S. citizenship?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, in that case, I'll ask you how you plead to this charge, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty because you are guilty and for no other reason?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you been promised anything or coerced or threatened in any way to get you to make this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Newt, I have a document in front of me called a felony plea of guilty waiver stipulation and judicial confession. In this document, you plead guilty, you waive certain rights, such as the right to a trial by jury, and you stipulate or admit that all of the state's evidence against you is true and correct. Mr. Newt, is that your signature on this document?
Yes, ma'am.
By signing this document, are you telling the court that you fully understand everything contained in this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you believe that you fully understand the consequences of pleading guilty here today?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Batson, have you consulted with your client and advised him of his rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe him to be mentally competent?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you approve of him signing this stipulation before the court today?
Yes, I do.
Does the state concur?
State concurs.
Mr. Newt, I will accept this and approve these stipulations, and I will enter them in the court's record as State's Exhibit Number 1. Ms. Anchondo, is there a plea agreement in this case?
There is, Your Honor, in exchange for the defendant's plea of guilty, the state has agreed to recommend to the court that the court defer further proceedings in this case, place the defendant on community supervision, deferred adjudication for a period of 3 years, a $1,250 fine be assessed, restitution, court costs, and any other outstanding fees as reflected in the judgment.
That is our understanding, Your Honor.
Mr. Newt, was that also your understanding?
Yes, Your Honor.
In that case, sir, I will approve and follow the recommendation of the district attorney's office, and I will defer any finding of guilt at this time. And instead, I will place you on probation or deferred adjudication for a period of 3 years. And I will order that you pay a $1,250 fine and $180 in restitution to the Texas Department of Public Safety. During that 3 years of probation, you will be required to follow all of the terms and conditions of probation. If you fail to follow those terms and conditions, the state can ask that you be adjudicated guilty, and I will have the option of sentencing you to anything up to the full 10 years on this third-degree felony. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions about that?
I don't. I don't know, ma'am.
Mr. Newt, have you been satisfied with your representation by Mr. Batson?
Oh, yes, ma'am. I have.
Has he done everything that you've asked him to do?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Batson, you're not in custody, are you?
No, I'm not.
Am I in
Okay.
custody?
Beg your pardon?
He's not in custody, Your Honor.
Okay, you're wearing the white shirt and kind of the plain background. All
Yeah.
right, then. Lorena, I see that you're on. Have you arranged a time to meet with Mr. Newt to go over those terms and conditions with him? Not,
Speak.
all right, Mr. Batson, we have a probation officer on with us. I'm not sure she's hearing me. Have you talked with anyone in probation about meeting with them today and going over your terms and conditions of probation?
Your Honor, I understood that he would probably be needing to come to the courthouse at least for a fingerprint, and yes, for some sort of meeting or initial screening with probation today.
All right,
But in answer to your question, I have not spoken to probation.
okay. Well, Mr. Newt, we do need you to come to the courthouse to get your thumbprint on this judgment.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time you get here, and let's see. Ms. Anchondo, do you have any suggestions about where he would go to get this fingerprint?
Judge, it probably is best if he just goes to probation by end of day, and then they can go ahead and get all that sorted out with him. I think they'll also get the fingerprint.
Okay. Then Mr. Newt, do you know where the probation office is here in Dumas?
Yes, ma'am.
You do?
Uh,
All right. Then why don't you plan to be there sometime before 5 o'clock? We will get them this judgment and you can put your fingerprint on the judgment at that time.
Okay.
Anything further from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Anything further from defense?
Just so I'm clear, Your Honor, I don't know where probation is in the case we conclude this meeting and it's moved from, where is it?
That's a good question, sir. Miss Burnett, can you tell us where probation is here in Dumas?
It's on Northeast 4th Street, just off Maddox.
Northeast 1st Street. Okay.
I don't know that exact address.
Next to the car wash.
Mr. Newt, do you understand where that is?
Yeah, I'm familiar with the area. Yeah,
Okay.
over the side. I'll find it.
All right. Anything further from any parties?
No, Judge.
All right.
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor.
All right. Court is adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you. May I be excused?
Yes.
Thank
and Good luck, Mr. Newt.
I'm
Thank you.
sorry. Hello? Can y'all hear me?
Oh, yes, we can hear you now, Lorena. What time do you want Mr. Newt there?
If he could come in as soon as possible.
Mr. Newt, where are you presently?
I'm here in Dumas.
Okay. Is there any reason you can't head straight to probation?
I can go there right after this court case. I can
All
make it
right,
there.
Lorena, does that work for you?
Yes, that's perfect. I'm so sorry. My computer audio was not working, so I had to call in.
Okay, great. Then
Lorena,
I'll figure out some way to get you this judgment.
Okay, sounds great.
Okay, thank
For
you.
records, what is your street address?
It's 804 Northeast 4th Street.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you. Court will
Thank
be
you all.
adjourned.
Thank y'all so much.
So long.
Bye-bye.
And then I see that